Okay, guys, we've got some really exciting news. We've got our very first Circadia UAE ambassador, Jessica.
Hi.
Welcome, Jessica. Welcome to the Circadia family.
Thank you for having
Great
me.
to have you. So before we talk a little bit about Circadia and how you kind of found yourself in the Circadia family, tell us a little bit about yourself. So how long have you been in Dubai? How long have you been in the skincare aesthetics industry?
So I've been in Dubai almost 11 years now, and I've been in the industry for well over a decade. Not many people know this, but I initially started out doing hairdressing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that either.
And then my skin just got really bad when I was around 17. And then that's when my love of like skincare and the industry began.
Yeah, that happens with a lot of people, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like you have your own experience and kind of you learn so much about, you know, kind of treating yourself that you end up sharing that love. Okay.
Yeah,
nice.
and it's nice because you can also relate to a lot of clients as well. Like when clients come in, they look at your skin and think that you've never had any issues. And then when you actually go back and tell them, no, look, I know where you're coming from. I've been there. It's quite nice because you can build a little bit more of a rapport with them because they know that you understand how they're feeling as well.
Yeah. So they have that trust in you kind of automatically.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. That's really interesting. And how did you kind of address your skin? Is there any kind of brands or techniques you want to shout out from back then that really helped?
Oh, no.
A long journey, I bet.
Definitely. And the industry's evolved so much since then as well. Back then, it was Roaccutane, which if I knew what I know now, I would never have gone anywhere near it. But at the time, I just had the worst cystic acne. I didn't have a clue how to get rid of it. I was brand new to all things skin. And you just put all of your trust in the doctors. So that was, and then I tried, you know, the crystal clear facials and this, that, and the other. Again, knowing what I know now, I would never have done them with cystic acne. But
this is
again,
a blast from the past.
Isn't it? I know. And then you just kind of try and follow all the advice of the doctors that you're given. Yeah. And then my Roaccutane journey was 6 months long. And then after that, I had to wait, like I think 12 months it was, until everything had like calmed down and settled. And then I had the really strong peel where you're put to sleep and they laser and peel the face. I was like a burns victim for a week. It was a process.
Oh my gosh.
And the downtime was absolutely not worth the results either. Okay. So I think my skin journey is absolutely the worst.
That's definitely, it's extreme, isn't it?
It was very extreme and it was not worth it.
And going back just to the Roaccutane, if you don't mind sharing, did you get any side effects? Because, you know, it is a really big thing for us here in Dubai, you know, especially as professionals, because you totally understand the client wants to get rid of this, you know, that's all they want. That's the focus. So they are quite often willing to, you know, like you said, back in the day, we didn't know so much about it. But now, even though the side effects are, you know, pretty well known, people are still kind of willing to take that.
Which is quite scary as well. So back when I had it, I was given this huge list of things that could go wrong and side effects that I may occur. And at the time, you just kind of sign your life where you're just like, help me just get rid of all of these bumps on my skin. But you really need to look into those because you get them. You absolutely get them.
So it's no joke.
My mood was affected by it dramatically. It dries everything up. And I mean, like, your lips are cracked, like everything is dry. And then you've got to look and think, if it's doing that to the outside, what is it doing to the inside?
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think what you just touched on with Dubai as well is so important, because I still get clients coming to me now and they've been to dermatologists who have either advised them to go on Roaccutane and then they come to me as a last resort, or have put them on Roaccutane and they do not need it.
Yeah. One or two breakouts and Roaccutane.
Tiny little pimples, and it's like, it's quite scary. So I think people are very uneducated when it comes to it. Yeah. And it's a little bit worrying that
absolutely
it's still going on.
Absolutely. And it's such a, it really affects sort of, you know, pretty much like you say, if you can see, like, you know, your skin being the largest organ of the body, what it's doing to the rest of your organs is pretty scary. Yeah. So Okay, interesting. So that was kind of your way in, and then where did you go from there after your kind of initial sort of interest in skincare?
Yeah, and then I just started training, doing, you know, the initial beauty courses and all the rest of it. And then I was in a salon at the time.
Okay. That was in Dubai as well, right?
No, this was back in the
Oh, this
UK.
was in
So
the
I'm
UK.
talking
Okay.
back when I was 18. So I was in the salon because I'd started to do hairdressing. And then obviously there was a girl upstairs who was doing the skin, and it just kind of went from there. And then since then, every few years, you just top yourself up with different education, different courses that are going on, new treatments are coming out. The industry is just constantly evolving now, which is great. So just keeping on top of everything with education from back then to now.
Yeah, brilliant. And that's also that kind of evolution as well. It's a lot of, like, you know, we touched on this a little bit, a lot of more education these days as well. Because I think, like, when you said, was it crystal clear?
Yeah.
That just, like, you know, just brought back so many memories for me. And like back in the day, we used to just absolutely destroy the skin, just, you know, the harshest possible things. You know, you'd have those really astringent toners. Like if you had a little bit of acne, you know, your mom would put you on that like pretty much immediately.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is nice now that we have, you know, that kind of that extra education, and people are more interested to learn about these ingredients.
Yeah, and that's a good thing with social media in a form as well, because people are more open to learning new things. At the same time, it can have the adverse effect because there's so much false information out there.
Exactly.
But it is good to be able to spread the word and let people know what actually works for the skin.
Yeah, absolutely. We've discussed that, I think, before in the past, a lot of these kind of TikTok trends and that kind of thing. So it's a bit of a double-edged sword, really, isn't it?
Definitely.
Okay, brilliant. And before we get into kind of your Circadia journey, just tell us a little bit about your training that you do here.
Yeah, so I run a training academy in Dubai. I've always kind of been interested in education and helping other people. And I just think that because so many people are interested in skin now, it's nice to be able to help them with their journey. So we do everything from the very beginning, like the biology of the skin and all the rest of it, right up until, you know, your more harsher treatments like microneedling and peels and all the rest of it. And it's really nice because I know, you know, one of my students personally, and it's nice to see them grow after the training, and see, you know, how they come on and see them, you know, get a love for the industry as well.
Absolutely.
So it's nice. It's really rewarding to be able to help people along the way. Yeah,
I was going to say that it is really, really rewarding, especially when you kind of see them go out and, you know, start getting their own clients. It must be like a really proud moment for sure.
Especially when initially they're so, you know, they're worried, like, I've had no clients this week. And then they get to that stage where they're like, oh, I couldn't fit any clients in this week. So it's nice to see the growth as well.
Yeah, absolutely. You go from one extreme to the other, like no bookings to, you know, overbookings and long waiting lists. In terms of your treatments that you offer, what do you kind of naturally gravitate towards? Like you've mentioned like microneedling, you've mentioned like a couple of things like that. What are most of your clients asking for, and what do you kind of find the most results in?
I think there's kind of three main things with the clientele in Dubai. One being anti-aging. So obviously that's where your microneedling and all of those kind of things come into it. The second is acne treatments, because when people move to Dubai, for some reason, the hair falls out, the skin breaks out. Like it's just a whole situation.
Yeah, it's like clockwork, isn't it? Every time.
Yeah. So then we have those kinds of treatments. And then the third is the barrier compromisation, because then people have these breakouts, they start overusing on actives, and then we have a barrier situation going on. So there's probably those three are like my main things with clients in Dubai, like my main treatments that I go to. Yeah.
Brilliant.
So obviously it depends on the client, but they're the top three, I'd say.
And what would you say, what's your favorite Circadia serum to needle with? Because this is a real popular
Pro HA.
procedure. Pro HA, yeah, brilliant.
Yeah, I love it. The glow that it gives afterwards is amazing.
It is, yeah. Unbeatable.
It
Circadia
is.
Pro HA. Okay, so let's move into a little bit about how did you find Circadia as a brand? So another bit of info. Jess was actually pretty much the first on board with Circadia when we launched in Dubai. She literally couldn't wait to get hold of the product. So she's our day one for sure. How did you find out about Circadia, and yeah, how did that whole journey start?
Kind of stalked you a little bit.
Yeah, you were also our very first stalker.
Yeah. Proud stalker. So I initially got in touch with the US office because you went offering Circadia in the UAE, and obviously I'm from the UK. You've been there for a while.
Yeah.
So I was seeing girls I know back home and a lot of other estheticians coming up on my social media with the brand, and I just wanted to go because I'd read up on Circadia and the history behind it and the science behind it, and it just really like resonated with me. I love the fact that everything is so science backed, and the price point is great for both estheticians and clients as well.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of things that just aligned with my values professionally.
Kind of ticked a lot of boxes.
Definitely, yeah. So I actually emailed the US office, and they were like, actually, we've just came to the UAE.
Oh
so
my God, meant to be.
Yeah, so that's where it began. And then I met you guys in Pro Beauty last year.
Pro Beauty, so pretty much exactly a year ago. Yeah, it's our anniversary. Yeah. So I think, we mentioned quite a few things there. I think especially if you're working like you are as a solo, I think that's like in the US, in the UK, like Circadia does have a really kind of big, network of solo estheticians. Yeah. I think that just really, I guess you can probably, support this better. But in terms of kind of, marketing support, like you mentioned, the prices, because you as a one-woman business, you've got a lot to do. You're marketing, you're doing treatments, you're doing follow-ups, all that kind of thing. So I think like the whole package that Circadia offers, it kind of really helps to kind of, help the solos to build their businesses.
Yeah, definitely. And, it's also, as I said earlier, keeping up with trends, industry trends and new treatments that are coming out can be difficult because you then have to take time out of your calendar to be able to make time for education and, new things. Whereas with Circadia, you obviously have Circadia University, which is fantastic because of an evening when you would just be sat scrolling on your phone and doing absolutely nothing. You can get on there and you can go through a little 10-minute course, or you can read up on the ingredients, what they do for the skin, and you can just educate yourself that way as well. Yeah. So the fact that they offer so much free education and so much support is amazing for solos for sure.
That's a really good point, actually, which I didn't. Yeah, I'm glad that you brought that up because it really is, as you say, it can be if you've got 10 minutes. And Circadia University, what I was really surprised at when I first learned about it is, it's a platform for everyone. So even if you're an esthetician, you're a licensed esthetician, it's free to sign up. Yeah. Even if you're not working with Circadia, and that kind of blew my mind. So that's kind of what I love about the whole education. And we kind of touched on this is just, sharing that knowledge and not gatekeeping anything, sharing and educating as much as possible, even if there's nothing necessarily in return, directly for it. So it's a really good tool. So we have, I think, about 80 or 90 courses now on Circadia University. It just keeps growing. Yeah. So all of your protocols, even just general, if you want to up your kind of retail sales skills, your consultation skills, your extractions, acne, all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and the consultation one is really effective, I think, because when I'm training students, that is the one thing that I like really home in on. I'm like, your consultation is everything.
Absolutely.
Because you get that wrong and nothing else is going to go right. You really need to know what you're doing and what you're talking about. So I think the fact that they have courses like that is fantastic, especially for new girls starting out.
Absolutely.
And also, people who've been in the industry for a long time, you kind of get set in your own little ways, don't you? You just do the same thing over and over. So to have a little refresh of what should be said and done is good as well.
Absolutely. I think both of those are really good points because I think in any industry, the more you do something over and over again, you're bound to just, kind of almost go autopilot a little bit.
Definitely.
So it's kind of, that course, there's a lot of different angles in terms of different questions that you should be asking or can ask in order to kind of really build that relationship with the client and, really make them feel that you're, really kind of, switched on, everything is sort of tailored towards them. So that's a really good one as well. Let's talk a bit about Circadia products. Have you got an overall favorite? That's a really hard question because we've got a wide range of incredible products.
I think my favorite, just because it's an everyday use, is Light Day SPF. Yeah. I just love it.
Same.
I love it. And I literally shout about it to everyone because I mean, it's an amazing product as an SPF, but it just gives your skin such a nice glow. It's a really nice base as well for if you want to put makeup on, which people look at me like, SPFs are greasy. I'm like, no, give it a go.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be light day.
Yeah, I think I probably would say the same as well. And you know what? I think light day, I'm yet to find anyone that doesn't like it. And, you know, SPF is always such a personal thing. It's really hard to find one that you like. But it's great and it's really hydrating as well. A lot of people use it as a moisturizer and a sunscreen, so you don't necessarily need an extra moisturizer unless you're like particularly dry. So yeah, really, really versatile. That glow is just incredible as soon as you apply it. Yeah, that's a lovely one.
Even after treatments, you put it on and it just looks so nice.
It's just perfect. It's a perfect way to end any treatment. And all skin types as well. You know, we have a lot of acne prone clients that love it. Yeah, so you really, you can't go wrong with that for sure. What about enzymes? So enzymes, I'd say, are like the heart of the Circadia range, professional. What's your favorite? We've got the cocoa enzyme, which is going to be more for your acne prone, sensitive, maybe rosacea prone client. Then we've got our raspberry, targeted towards pigmentation. And then the zymase, which is fantastic for kind of your all-round anti-aging, a bit of kind of brightening and pigmentation as well. What's your go-to? Cocoa,
Cocoa, 100%. I love it. Every client that tries it loves it. I just think it's really nice and gentle on the skin. The smell is delicious, which always helps.
Absolutely.
And it just leaves the skin feeling really smooth afterwards. Cocoa.
So soft, isn't it, afterwards? And even for like inflammation, because, you know, of course, when we're doing enzymes, we're doing this really thorough exfoliation. But I find that after you've removed the cocoa enzymes, like the inflammation just drains out of the skin, especially for your kind of inflamed acne. It's just absolutely beautiful.
You don't feel like you've done a harsh exfoliation with it at all.
Yeah, exactly.
And I have a lot of like sensitive clients, I think, just with the climate and things here. And they're always a little bit wary of like peels and exfoliation and all that kind of thing. And I always ease them in with the cocoa. And it works every time, because after the cocoa, they're just like, wow, why was I so scared of exfoliation?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a good point. It's a really nice kind of gentle way in to kind of introduce people and kind of work up from there if needed.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think with the cocoa, anyone that has it as a client, you're gonna ask for that the next time. Yeah. Because it's just such a nice experience. You know, your skin feels amazing. It's not aggressive. It literally smells like hot chocolate. Yeah. So, I mean, you can't really go wrong with that.
The fact that it's pregnancy safe as well.
Yes.
It's such a nice add-on to like a common pregnancy facial. Because a lot of my clients come in and they're like, oh, I know I can't have anything. And I'm like, well, actually, yes, you can. Absolutely. So it's a real nice add-on for a pregnancy facial as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Really nice. And we like to pair that a lot, especially during pregnancy, with the oxygen, which is a fantastic treatment. Again, I think I would recommend it for everyone. It really just obviously oxygenates, but it just, I mean, we do tend to kind of, you know, really lean towards that with our acne prone or rosacea or sensitive clients. But I mean, absolutely anyone. So the oxygen really pairs really nicely with cocoa for your pregnancy.
I love that for dehydrated clients as well.
Oh yeah,
the cocoa and oxygen, it really, just last night I done a client and his skin was just, she's been out in the sun quite a lot and her skin was just looking really dehydrated. The glow after the cocoa and oxygen was beautiful, amazing. Yeah, brilliant. Really nice.
And it's such a nice, you know, kind of red carpet treatment. You're not going to experience any kind of redness or sensitivity. You know, you're just kind of ready to go afterwards. Oxygenated, brightened, all of that. Okay, so Jessica, let's switch topics a bit now.
Okay.
So as you know, and I think you've got off to a really good start with this, we have just recently, Circadia has released our new menopause protocol, which is perfect for women during menopause, but also perimenopause. So first of all, as far as I'm aware, you know, I don't really see much, you know, skincare in terms of products or protocols which are really kind of targeting menopause. But this facial in itself is absolutely beautiful, really customizable. What are your first impressions of the treatment and the kind of results that you're seeing with that?
I love it. And just before we get into the menopause side of things, I also really love this for sensitive clients or clients with barrier issues.
Yeah,
I use it for them as well.
It's really multifunctional, actually, isn't it?
Yeah. But no, I really, really like it. most clients, even perimenopause, before they've got fully into it, have really dry, irritated, rosacea prone skin. And the treatment just soothes, calms, and just gives the skin life back.
Yeah, it really does. And especially, that's those kind of changes that happen all of a sudden. It can be scary. It can be, especially if you're someone that's not particularly had many skin problems, or, you've just really been focusing on anti-aging, and then suddenly it hits you that you've got barrier disruption, dryness, dehydration. It's a lot to focus on, really, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And I also think it's a lack of education as well, because I do get clients come to me like, oh, this has happened to my skin. I think it could be a product I'm using. And when you actually go through your consultation with them and see what stage of life they're at and changes within their body, changes within the hormones, and then you actually say to them, well, no, this is the reason. It's not, your products that you're using or something that you've done. It's internal.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It's like a light bulb moment for them, and they're like, oh my goodness, everything makes sense now.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's really kind of going back to, as we discussed a little bit earlier, is the consultation phase as well, because of course we can always have an idea, but, timelines can be off and obviously vary differently from woman to woman. So, that consultation is really, really important to kind of get to the bottom of that. And in terms of menopause in general, why do you think, or do you think now that it's becoming like a little bit more talked about within skincare, but just kind of generally, really, it's a little bit more, almost less of a taboo now. It's a bit more kind of, at the forefront of people's minds and discussions.
Yeah, I agree. And I think a lot of it is to do with the fact that doctors are talking about hormones more.
Yeah.
I scroll through social media and the amount of videos that come up with doctors talking about peptides that can help, and this other treatment that can help, or this other medication. And I think the fact that doctors are now educating people on hormones and what they do to your body and how you can regulate them and how you can help them, that it kind of filters out into other industries as well. And then that's where we come in.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a really good point. I think, there's a lot of, like you mentioned, peptides, very, very big at the moment, really kind of trending, but anything sort of hormone related, I think we're just learning more and more and more about that now.
Yeah.
We did touch on that earlier with acne and, the things that we didn't know and we used to do. And, it's almost like now, or it used to be a case of in the past, okay, you just kind of deal with it. Okay, menopause is happening. You just kind of, you kind of just get over it.
Yeah.
Whereas, I think it's really important to recognize that, if you are coming into a treatment, so if I'm coming in to see someone like you for a treatment, that, we're really making sure that, okay, we need to look at this in, a kind of holistic way almost, and make sure that we're not going straight to aggressive anti-aging treatments just because of someone's age, but we're looking at that barrier, looking to make sure that, we're giving the right support in terms of hydration. There's a lot of pieces to that puzzle for sure.
And also what medications they're on, are they taking HRT?
Yeah,
has their gynecologist prescribed them something to help with the perimenopause symptoms that could be then affecting the skin?
Absolutely.
Or does it affect the gut, which obviously then comes through in the skin? So it's looking at everything as a whole.
Yeah.
You also get people who've used the same skincare their whole life, and then all of a sudden it's not working for them. So it's literally looking at the full picture. What are you using on your skin? What are you taking? What changes have you made? And step by step assessing what the issue is and how we can help them with it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think even it comes down to even things, in the treatment room, like, and you kind of would, things that we automatically think about during pregnancy and those hormonal changes, like, comfort levels, heat tolerance, all of that kind of thing. It's just a case of, also being really mindful about, sensitivity levels to, your kind of more kind of spicy treatments, that kind of thing, even room temperature fans, that kind of thing. It's, it kind of, there is a whole lot that goes into, your overall treatment in these cases.
Definitely. And then just educating your client on it as well. A lot of people, perimenopausal, menopausal, or wherever they may be in that stage of life, don't understand that hot flushes affect your skin and how dry your skin is. So they don't realize why I'm putting all this moisturizer on. Why is it not helping me?
To it?
What's going on? Do I need to change my moisturizer? Do I need something different? So being able to educate them in that sense, and yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, it all comes down to education again in the end, doesn't it? As with everything. So for the treatment itself, so the Balance and Restore facial, I love that it is kind of, because like you've touched on, there's people coming in sort of perimenopausal or menopausal with so many different concerns. Some of them may have that kind of barrier issue, but some of them, maybe to a lesser extent. So you can kind of tweak the treatment as you go along.
Mm-hmm.
So we do have, for example, your calming powder blend, which is going to be perfect for those clients that you mentioned. We have, the snow algae cleanse, which is a really nice cooling cleanse, really beautiful, but also nice and deeply hydrating as well. But then we can also pivot like to the amino acid powder if we need to. So if we do want to really kind of support the kind of anti-aging aspect of the facial, then there's a lot you can play with, and it is really customizable as well.
That's one of the things I love about the brand, though, is that it's so customizable. You can change. No two treatments have to be. Yes, they have protocols, and you can follow the protocol for the chocolate and champagne facial, for example. However, you can also add this, switch this, change this.
Yeah.
You don't have to stick to it.
Absolutely.
So no two treatments have to be the same. And I like that every time a client comes in, like returning clients, they never know what they're going to get,
Yeah.
It might be a little bit different to last time. And it's nice. It keeps things interesting for them as well.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a really good point. And I think that pretty much brings us really nicely into mixology actually while we're here. So talking about customization, with Circadia, we do have this mixology concept. So I touched on the powders a little bit there. So we have our 5 different powders. You can also mix those together. So for example, you've got your ascorbic acid, your calming blend, niacinamide, mandelic acid, and amino acid. I knew I was going to forget one of them. But then, you also have your standard mixology mask. So everything from Australian superberry to your snow algae, marshmallow whip, all of the favorites. Yeah, I know you love a bit of marshmallow. So yeah, I mean, customization, that's something that, it's really, really important to us because no 2 clients are the same.
No. And
in terms of skin, in terms of their preferences as well.
Yeah. And I think that's that's one thing that a lot of estheticians get wrong is they have just one line in clinic that like doesn't suit every skin type. Whereas with Circadia, there is a whole range. There's something for acne clients, there's something for sensitive clients, anti-aging clients, there literally is something for everyone. And yeah, I love the way that the masks can switch and change for you could use the same client on you as the same mask on you as me, but it might do something completely different because we'll change one of them or the other.
Absolutely. That's really important as well, and you kind of touched on that there. But the mixology, it's like, I mean, with Circadia as a brand, you're really going to struggle you know what I mean? There's always going to be something for everyone, but with mixology it's like, for example, like you just said, if your primary concern is acne, you're really kind of concerned, this is what you really, really want to focus on. Okay, but then what about these secondary concerns? Maybe there's a lot of dehydration, which we also want to target as well. So we just mix these masks together, just really tailor make something nice and, unique for each client.
Specific to them, which makes it nice as well.
Yeah. And it's fun as well.
It is fun, yeah, it is. But it makes it feel more personal for the clients as well, because it's not just like, this is a standard facial and this is what I'm going to do. It's, oh, okay, well, at the moment, your skin is this. I'm going to use this and this, and I'm going to put a bit of this in for you. And then they come the next time and it's like, okay, so this is what we're dealing with and this is what we're going to do today. And I think it's nice that you can just switch it up and change it for them.
Absolutely.
And with the retail products as well, clients are like, okay, what cleanser should I buy? And I'm like, no, you can do this one and then this one and you can mix this in and, it's nice. You can switch it up quite a lot.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's a really good point as well with the cleansers. So, I think how much I love my Amendola cleanser. Yeah. Best product in the world.
It is.
But even, you can incorporate your amendola cleanser, for example, into your mixology.
Yeah.
And that's something nice as well, because the amendola cleanser is also available for retail, so the clients can use it at home, but then you also incorporate it into mixology. So it kind of really helps them to connect with the products a little bit more as well.
Especially when you can use it on them in treatment.
Exactly.
And they get to feel it on their skin, feel how their skin is afterwards, smell it as well, because it smells delicious.
It's gorgeous. Yeah.
So yeah, it's nice that you can incorporate that into your treatments too.
Yeah, absolutely. And just talking about the amendola cleanser as well, don't forget we can also use that as a mask. So that's a really good selling point for your clients. It's a 2-in-1 product again. It's going to be their daily cleanser. And then once a week as a mask. Really helps with deep hydration, brightening, pigmentation. A little bit of face massage, gua sha, because it gives a nice glide as well.
That's what I love about it, because clients are like, yeah, but it's an exfoliating cleanser. I'm like, yeah, but it hydrates at the same time.
Yeah.
They're mind blown by it. They just like, sorry, what? Yeah. They're used to these harsh scrub, cleansers, or these like exfoliating cleansers with a lot of acids in that really dehydrate or dry out the skin. So I love with the amendola that it does a bit of everything.
It's really a game changer. Yeah, because you've got that, lactic and mandelic acid. Lactic is going to be really hydrating in terms of an acid anyway. But yeah, then that sweet almond milk, it's just, beautiful option.
And it's nice for a lot of clientele in Dubai suffer with pigmentation. Yeah. So I always love to give that one to them because it's hot.
Yeah.
We get dry. So that does everything.
Kind of solves all the problems.
Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful. Okay, so last question on mixology. What's your go-to 3 masks that you mix together the most often?
Marshmallow.
I know, marshmallow.
The pumpkin and bakuchiol. And I would say the third would be pre and postbiotic.
Okay, lovely. Yeah. We love that microbiome protection.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a brilliant mask. Yeah. Really good option. Okay, and in terms of consultations, Jess, what do you think, or how do you think estheticians can really talk confidently about menopause with their clients without it feeling awkward or feel like they're kind of prying too much?
I think you can kind of ease into it. So what products are you using at the moment? Are you on any medications? You can kind of get a feel from that, I think. Yeah. And then if you know their age, you can slowly lean in. Yeah. I'm quite lucky in the sense that my clients are clients that have been with me for almost 10 years, most of them. So I kind of know them personally. They're like friends now. But if it's a new client, tread carefully.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tread carefully. But I think you can say it without saying it. You can just say, as we age,
very good points,
as our skin changes, you don't have to directly say menopause, perimenopause. You can talk about hormone changes without using those words.
Yeah, that's a really, really good point. And I think also just, as estheticians, you really do get to, you just kind of, you get the kind of the vibe and the feel of people and how comfortable they are and, how much straight talking they want. But again, that's going to be kind of built in with the relationship, isn't it? Okay, and lastly, on the menopause protocol, what do you think are the best retail products that you're sending home with your clients to complement the treatment?
I think, my favorite retail product.
You're drinking this product, I'm sure.
Aquaporin for sure. I love it anyway for any client.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Absolutely.
Menopause, not menopause. But it's so hydrating on the skin. And again, it leaves such a nice glow on the skin as well. So if you are in that stage where you're dry, dehydrated, your skin's lacking a little bit of life, for sure that's going to help. And then the Nourish Cream Cleanser. I think that's going to be a nice one to calm and soothe and hydrate the skin as well.
Yeah. That's a beautiful new addition as well. And it's just, especially for those when you just feel almost like just uncomfortable, like your skin just is tight. That level of tight or dry or sensitive. And it's just, so it's a really nice comforting option. Okay, so we've talked a lot about education, product knowledge, science, Circadia. Apart from like the more kind of product or business side of it, what do you love about Circadia?
The events.
The events are always fun.
So not long after I met you guys at Pro Beauty and joined the brand, we had Circadia Connect in Dubai, which was amazing. So not long after I joined you guys, just after Pro Beauty last year, we had Circadia Connect Dubai, which was amazing.
So much fun.
One of my students came along as well, and she's like fully invested in Circadia now. So yeah, that was an amazing event.
Yeah.
And then aside from the small get-togethers that we do for the estheticians and stuff, we then have Circadia Connect Spain.
Circadia Connect Spain, yeah. So I think no matter who I talk to from the Circadia team, like globally, everyone's still talking about Circadia Dubai.
Yeah.
So that was really, really fun.
It was.
So that was the first time that you came to a big connect. So you have one under your belt already. Circadia as a brand, we usually have 2 a year. So we'll have one in the US every year, and then one which is going to be international. This year's going to be Spain.
Exciting.
So Jess is going to be coming along for her second Circadia Connect.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, can't wait. Circadia really know how to have a good time. That's
they
for
do.
Sure. You can't question that.
They do. Sometimes a little bit too good because you feel it the next day.
But you're gonna pay for it, but it'll be worth it.
No, definitely. And as you said, Dubai was amazing. Like the whole theme, everything about it, like was, you've got the education side, but then you know what's coming afterwards.
Exactly. Yeah.
So yeah.
No, really I mean, we had some great education. That's where we introduced our boot camps. So the acne boot camps, the aging boot camp, pigmentation boot camps. So full day of education and then a full evening of shenanigans afterwards, I guess.
Yeah, I mean the acne talk by Chris and the Circadia Connect Dubai, like I learned so much. Yeah. And I
shout out to Chris. And all of the Circadia educators.
If you don't follow Chris, follow Chris. Because the stuff that she told us was mind blowing. And I was like, how have I not ever come across this? How do I not know this?
It's unbelievable, isn't it?
Almost 15 years in the industry, like it's insane.
Yeah.
So yeah, the education was fantastic, but the nighttime was a little bit more fun.
Absolutely. Okay, brilliant. Well, thank you so much, Jess. Thanks for joining us, and thanks for joining the Circadia family.
We're
really happy to have you on board. And we're going to be doing a few more chats and a few more podcasts with Jess to get her expert advice on some new trends.
Thank you.